Welcome to Internet Quality Academy. The channel is for the quality control engineer, site engineer, and the civil engineer who are working in the construction field. In this channel, we are dealing with anything and everything which is required to get success in the construction. Today also, I'm going to discuss about a very important topics for the quality control, that is Pareto chart or the Pareto principle. What is Pareto chart? What is Pareto principle? And how it can be used in our construction? And what is the history of Pareto principle? And how to make a Pareto principle in Excel. I will show you one example. So stay tuned until the end to get the full information about the Pareto principle or the Pareto chart and how to make Pareto chart using Excel. So stay tuned until then to get the full information. And if you are new in my channel, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get immediate notification. So without wasting time, let's jump into the subject, that is Pareto chart or the Pareto principle. Now, what is Pareto principle? Before going that, I want to remind you that Pareto principle or the Pareto chart is one of the major QC tools or the among the 7 QC tools that are widely used in the industry, that is throughout the world. That is Pareto chart and the 7 QC tools. Now, if you want to know about the 7 QC tools, I have made a detailed video. Link is there or in the description. You will find full information about the 7 QC tools, which is my recommendation. Please watch that one. Then you will understand what is 7 QC tools and how to use that one. Then come to this video and then we'll discuss about the Pareto principle or the Pareto chart. So let's start today's lesson. That is, what is Pareto chart? Now, Pareto chart is a bar graph that visually represent data in descending order to frequency or importance combined with a cumulative percentage line graph. So that is a Pareto chart is two graph in a single graph. One is a bar graph, another is a line graph. Bar graph is saying the number of incident and the line graph is in the cumulative percentage. In that, what we are finding out, it is based on the Pareto principle or 80-20 rule, which suggests that 80% of the problems often come from 20% of the causes. So this line graph and the bar graph will determine that 80% of your problem is come from the to 20% of the causes, and another 20% of problem is coming from the 80% of the causes. So this is visually it will find out when we prepare a Pareto chart. It is not only in the projects, not in the quality control, but it is widely used. It is valid each and everyone's life, and it is a nature of law, that is a imbalance. Okay, so what is a brief history, I will come later, but this is the law of nature, that is the imbalance, that is 80-20 rules. This chart helps prioritize the most significant factors in problem solving or process improvement. Now, just to give an example, suppose we are getting cracks in the concrete. Now, what is the possible reason? There may be different reasons. There may be curing issue, there may be vibration issue, there may be rain, there may be wind, there may be inexperienced worker. So these are all the possible reason for the cracks generating. But what is the most significant one that is contributing the 80% of the problem, that we need to find out, that we can find out using the Pareto chart or the Pareto principle. I will say later. Now, next is, what is Pareto principle or the what is a brief history. The Pareto chart is named after Vilfredo Pareto, an Italian economist who observed in the late 19th century that 80% of the Italy's wealth was held by 20% of the population. Not only Italy, it is throughout the world, in India also itself, that 80% of wealth consumed by the 20% people and 20% of wealth consumed by the 80% of people. So there is an imbalance, and not only in the world, in anywhere, any example you can take. Suppose we have 20 shirt. Maybe I am using 3 to 4 shirt frequently. Others in the cupboard. You check your from your side also. You can find out the maximum number of shirt or the pant you are using. That is maybe 20% of your total number of shirt. It is everywhere. It is valid. So he is finding on the unequal distribution of wealth were later adopted by Joseph Juran, a pioneer in quality management. So this principle was adopted by Mr. Joseph Juran, who is the quality management guru, in the quality management principle. Then after that, the people are using the Pareto principle or the Pareto chart in the quality management. So applied in the quality control, suggesting that a small percentage of causes, typically 20%, often lead to a large portion, typically 80% of defects or the problem. So he's taking this principle from Mr. Vilfredo Pareto, and in the name of Mr. Vilfredo Pareto, this principle is called the Pareto principle. So Mr. Joseph Juran introduced this Pareto principle in the quality management. So these are the brief history about the Pareto principle or the Pareto chart. Now, we need to know why Pareto chart is important. Why we need to know, or we need to understand Pareto chart in quality management. Well, first, it is identify the most significant factors. So it helps focus on the critical issues by visually displaying which problems have the highest frequency or impact. That I already discussing. This one causes the cracks in the concrete. So there are many possibilities, but when we are preparing, finding out the data of this bar chart or the Pareto chart, we'll find out maybe the curing is the most significant issue. It may give the maximum number of problems, or then the inexperienced worker. So this is the Pareto charts identifying the most significant factors. Then facilitate decision making. So from the chart, we can find out what is the most significant reason for the defects. Now, whenever find out the reason, we can immediately take the decision and we can rearrange the resource. Otherwise, what will happen? We are getting cracked. So we will give more importance to curing, training and development to the worker, raw material checkpoint, then the wind protection, then the rain protection. So all area we will given the priority, but we will not required to give the priority in the same level. The priority chart will give the most significant factors, maybe one or two or three, and we need to allocate our resource accordingly to mitigate that defects. Then support continuous improvement. So it helps to make the continuous improvement. In the quality management is based on the continuous improvement or the PDCA cycle. So what is PDCA cycle and continuous improvement? I made detailed video. Please, link is there or in the description. Please check. You will find out the continuous improvement and PDCA cycle in details. The chart is the key tool in quality management frameworks such as Six Sigma and Lean, enabling teams to prioritize corrective action. So what is my corrective action? Now, in the process of concreting, I found that the lead timing of the concrete is beyond my accepted limit. Now, whenever we are finding out, we can make that the maybe the lead time will be less, or the retention time of the concrete will be more, so that there will be no problem in the quality. So that adjustment we can make after the Pareto principle or the Pareto chart. So it is giving the continuous movement improvement. Show cumulative impacts. This combination of bars and cumulative lines shows the overall impact tracking multiple issues. So it helps to find out the most significant problem and what is the number and what is the percentage, and accordingly we can rearrange our resource and we can find out the most possible solution. So that is why Pareto chart is important. Now, areas of application of Pareto charts, it can be used anywhere in the world, in personal life, in the professional life. It is everywhere. It is my recommend that everyone please read this book, that is 80/20 principle by Richard Koch. If you are using that one, if you read that one, you will find out that our every area is, while not violating these rules, this 80/20 principle, that is imbalance is everywhere. So where we can use the quality control, already I have discussed that identifying the top cause of defects in the production process. Then project management, prioritizing project risk or issues. Now, in a project management, we need to find out the project risk whenever we are starting in the project. What can, maybe there are different risks. Maybe the manpower shortage issues. During the festival time, there will be no manpower, there will be rain, there will be wind, and there will be increase of material cost, and there will be government policies, so that will also hinder the project. So these are the risks can we find out throughout the process of the projects. But which one is the most significant impact? In the Pareto chart, we can find out the most significant risk, and before starting the project, we can find out the risk mitigation plan. The Pareto charts help us to find out the project risk and the mitigation plan. Then customer service, analyzing common customer complaints. So whenever we are getting the repeated common complaint from in a customer service agency, so we can find out the repeated problem, so we can find out the solution. Then inventory management, determining which products generate a topmost revenue or have the highest demand. Suppose a company has the 30 products, but 30 products not will give the equal amount of revenue. Maybe 5 or 6 products will give more revenue and other will be in the given average revenue. So what is the most given revenue product, that we have to find out by this Pareto chart. Then construction, that we'll discuss in the construction. It is used in construction everywhere. One example I will give today by using the Excel, how to make the Pareto chart. So these are all about the Pareto chart. That is, what is Pareto chart, brief history of Pareto chart, why Pareto chart is important, and areas of application. Now we will go to the Excel sheet and we will make one Pareto chart using the Excel sheet. So for there, first we need to make a table like this. So first we need to do the cracks. Suppose I'm giving the example of cracks in concrete. Now, what is the possible reason? Maybe raw material quality, improper measurement, improper mixing, inexperienced worker, curing, rain, improper vibration, and concrete time. So these are the maybe possible reason. Whenever we are getting the crack, we are collecting the data from the site and we find out that these are the possible reason. Now, what is the number incident? Maybe I am getting 45 incident for the raw material quality, maybe 38 for the improper measurement, improper mixing 28, inexperienced 14, 6, 4. It's like that we are collecting data from the site. Now, what we need to do next? We need to find out the percentage. So total variant, it is coming 140, right? 140. So sum is 140. So what will be the percentage? 45 by 140. It is coming 32. The same way, here 38 by 140, it is coming 20. So same way we can find out all the percentage. So total percentage is should be 100. So it is coming 100. That means my calculation is okay. Now we need to find out what is the cumulative percentage. Cumulative percentage means here it is 32%. In now here it is improper measurement. What will be the cumulative percentage? That means this plus this. So what is coming? It is coming 59%. Now, cumulative percentage for third column, this should be these three. So it is coming, sorry, here. So it is coming at around 79%. Okay. Now, inexperienced worker, this column in the fourth column, what will be the percentage, cumulative percentage? That is 89. So in this way, we are finding out the cumulative percentage. Now, one thing you should have to keep in mind, that in order to prepare the Pareto chart or the Pareto line in this Excel, you need to arrange this one from the bigger one, then the smaller one. If it is not, then we cannot prepare the Pareto chart or it will give the erroneous result. So that is why the raw material quality, we find the maximum number of error, that is 45. So it is in the top, and the concrete timing is giving the maximum least number, that is 2, that is in the list. So 45, 38 in a from bigger number to the lower number. Now we need to prepare the chart. First, we need to select these three column. One is possible reason, number of incident, and then cumulative percentage. Okay. These three column we need to select. First these three and this. Now we have to insert one bar chart. Okay. Now here you can see there is a this series one. We can change this one also. Let me change this one. Let me change series one. Edit. That is possible reason. Okay. This series two, edit cumulative percentage. Okay, you can make any name as per your. Okay. Now, okay. So hope finish. Now we have to select this chart. Sorry. We have to select this and we have to change chart type. Okay. We need to go for the line chart. Okay. Say whatever the number line we have given. Now, again, we need to go change chart type. Oh, sorry. We need to select anyone and we have to go either one we are selecting and we need to go change series chart type. Now, in the possible reason, we have to make this one bar chart. Okay, we are selecting bar And the cumulative reason, we have to make the line. And this one, we need to make the secondary axis. So now my chart will come like this. So this one is the possible reason and number one in number of incident, and this is the cumulative percentage. Now what is happening? We are getting this bar chart or the Pareto chart like this. Now here we need to change. See, here is 0, 20, 49, because these two uh, unit is not different. So that is why you need to change. Here it is saying 120%, but we have the maximum number is 1% or the 100%. Here we need to change it is 1. Okay. Now it is coming 100%. So here it is the number of incident, and here it is the chart type is the cumulative percentage. Now, if we are taking a line from the 80% C coming here, so you can see that maximum number of incident coming from these two, and here is this portion of the fraction. So whatever we can find out that 80% of the problem is coming these two, maybe raw material quality and improper measurement, and other has given only the 20%. Here see 20%, it is up to coming here this. So this way we can find out the most significant problem or most significant reason why the problem is coming this. In here we can find out that 80% of the problem is coming these two, that means raw material quality and improper measurement. So we can focus or we can rearrange our resource in those two. So if we can find out that 80% problem will gone, so another 20% we can minimize immediately. So Pareto chart will help you to find out the most possible reason, and accordingly you can plan your resource so that the process will be improved and the continuous improvement will be there, and the end product will be as per the requirement. So this way you can make the Pareto chart in the Excel itself. And so these are all about the Pareto chart, and I hope you find it useful. And if you find it useful, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get immediate notifications. And I'm waiting for your comment so that from your valuable comment, everybody will be benefited. And if you want to know anything new about quality control and construction, please let me know. I will come with more content like this. And thank you once again for watching me.